Back on TYT Sports, the Miami Marlins have been sold. Jeff Loria has decided to sell them to a group, and which was bid on and won by, in one way or another, Derek Jeter and Jeb Bush.
Right.
I'm sure there are multiple other names that are not of the stature of Derek Jeter and Jeb Bush.
Right, but of the financial stature that surpasses those guys.
Yes.
So I think that it was a smart buy. Listen, Jeff Loria, who's the owner there, not popular in baseball, not popular in Florida. Very quick anecdote. I'm a Marlins fan, and I don't need to explain that, but maybe I will later. I get off a plane here in Los Angeles, and I see a guy with a Marlins like little bag, tote bag. And I thought, you don't really see too many people with Marlins bags. So I said, I wasn't coming from Miami. And I said, hey, go Marlins. And he said, you a fan? I said, yeah, are you? He said, I'm actually the owner. And it was Jeff Loria. And we had a nice talk. And he's like, whenever you come down, come.
How is he as just a normal human?
He couldn't have been nicer. I mean, we walked all the way through the concourse together talking about the team. What do you think of it? How do you become a fan? I explained how I became a fan, all of that. It's a bad franchise in that he had the wrong people related to him, people in other business with him, his son-in-law in high positions. And we're seeing that happen in politics. It doesn't work in politics. It doesn't work in baseball. He loved it. He was an art dealer. He loved owning the team. He put in a new ballpark there. It's weird, that ballpark, but it's a fun place to go see a game. But the product needed more than what Jeff Loria was able to do for it. So I think the sale is great. I think it's a little like when the Dodgers were sold. They were owned by this guy, Frank McCourt, who was a wealthy real estate guy, and then sold it to a group of which Magic Johnson was part of. I think it's what you're seeing a little bit with Derek Jeter.
You're bringing, Derek Jeter brings a good culture with him.
Yeah.
He brings, and a lot of people say, I mean, look,
There are Yankee fans who were pissed, by the way.
I'm surprised by this because that's like saying Bulls fans are mad at Michael Jordan with the Hornets.
Well, he's not going to buy the Yankees, right? I mean, so if he's going to go into the business of baseball, he's got to go to another team.
You're not my father, but if you were, would you spare me a small loan of like $10.5 billion?
Yeah, just to buy the Yankees. That even they wouldn't sell for that, right?
What would they'd go? It would be absurd. They got to be
valuable franchise. They're first, and then the Cowboys are second, I think.
Two teams I don't generally love.
Right.
But what's interesting is World Series wins since 2003. Marlins won, Yankees won.
Right. True. The Marlins have dismantled, and they're actually the reason that I like them a lot is, and what I'm sorry about is that there isn't a Latino or Latina at the sort of head of the ownership group, someone who's prominent in Florida. And I don't say this tongue in cheek, somebody like Gloria Estefan, somebody who the community, because what's so cool about baseball in Florida is it's such a melting spot of Latin players, melting pot of Latin players and Latin people, and there's that great energy down there. Doesn't matter, you don't go because of the owner, but it would have been kind of a nice touch. They are a team that's got some great young players. They have a hard time getting people to play there because of the ownership. They don't have any pitching. Jose Fernandez died last year, and it left such an unbelievable hole, not just emotionally and obviously, but they have to fill that. So getting baseball people in there to do it, because their pitching staff is terrible. They have good young bats, and in order to keep players on a team, you have to show a commitment. Loria didn't show it, and I think with new ownership there and new excitement around the team, it's going to be great for baseball in Miami.
The other thing to mention too is even with the team they have now, the NL East is competitive. It's not like you need a great, outstanding team to make that wild card spot. I mean, the Nationals probably run away with it, but after that, it's a four-way race.
And listen, the Marlins played well against the Nationals recently. The Marlins can score runs. They can't have a hard time stopping the other team from scoring runs. So they're going to have to show. But that's baseball stuff. But if you get the right baseball people in, which Loria didn't have, then it's a different situation. But Don Mattingly managing, and Derek Jeter coming in where Don Mattingly is, that's sort of a nice story as well. I think it's great for baseball. I think it's great for baseball in Florida, and I think they're going to cultivate something that's sort of real and good and permanent there.
I'll leave you with this. Are you familiar with Tim Brown from Yahoo Sports? He's a writer.
I'm not. No.
He used to do. I don't think he does it anymore, but he used to do power rankings. But his power rankings were 30 through 1 of the best teams in baseball. But instead of it being why the team is best in baseball, it was a one-liner, just a quick.
Oh, okay.
And like it was about four years ago, maybe 5 years ago. It was like number 22, Miami Marlins. Might have been Florida Marlins at this point.
At that point.
But Marlins. Marlins decide to take down parking structure, just throw change into Jeff Loria's mouth. Which I've always held up as one of the funnier.
No, it's a good one. And listen, Jeb Bush, say what you want about him, it's an appropriate thing. He's the former governor. He's well-liked. He's got connections in the Latin community there. He's well-liked by people. I don't know. His politics
like any Bush is still probably popular in Florida.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, listen, he's not running for anything. He's just trying to, be part of a group that brings better baseball there. And there's pedigree. His brother was a part owner of the Texas Rangers and an active one, and then he became president.
Jeb Bush is running for the 5th rotation spot in the.
By the way, he could take it, right? Because nobody else can pitch out of it right now.
Just get it over the
plate. Let's just talk about sports for a second. Dan Straley, Wei-Yin Chen, Adam Conley. This is a hurting rotation.
It is. I do love Yelich, and I've always liked.
They have great ball players. I mean, Yelich, Stanton, Martin Prado's old, but he's playing well.
Yelich is gonna. I think he could be a superstar.
JT Realmuto, I think, is one of the best.
Catcher,
Marcelo Ozuna, they may end up having to trade for pitching, but he's an unbelievable talent.
No, they will trade the pitching for more hitting.
What's that?
They're like, if we can score 20 runs, we can give up 19.
Yeah, they just give up too many runs.
It's good. It's good. It's a good thing for baseball. We should be happy about this one.
That's true.
Jeets is what they always say. So comment below, like, favorite, subscribe, follow Michael and myself on Twitter. We'll get Michael on Instagram too.